Morning, folks. Today I've got Crypto Smooths, Jay, and Trade Dr. Marcus with me today on the show.
Hello.
Welcome to you guys. How you doing?
Thank you.
Good.
Yeah, I thought I would just hop on today just to go through a few of the basics around yield farming and DeFi staking, what liquidity pools are, and yeah, just go through some of the basics, bro. Of what's involved, and I'll also probably do a live demo just to show what it's all about.
That's actually great because our resident option master here, Dr. Biz, isn't the greatest with liquidity pools. He might be an options master, but DeFi.
No,
Okay.
not so much there.
So today we're just going to go through a few of the AVAX DeFi protocols. But first we just go through some of the basics around yield farming, what impermanent losses are, and why we do yield farming, and what kind of potential returns we can get from like participating in a yield farming pool. So basically, yield farming, there's risks involved with yield farming. The main one being impermanent loss. So what that means is basically when you're providing two different cryptos to a liquidity pool, or what we call LP, what happens in that pool is different traders or different people that invest in DeFi, what they do is they swap from one coin to another. So for example, AVAX-USDT, for example. So there's people constantly swapping from stablecoin to AVAX and vice versa. And so when you're providing liquidity to this pool, for example, this AVAX-USDT pool, what you're doing is you're supplying both cryptos to the pool in a 50-50 ratio. And so when someone else is using that exchange pool, kind of like how you do in a foreign exchange type setup, where you're trying to exchange dollars for euros, for example. And then you, as a liquidity provider, what happens is you earn a percentage of the swap fees that is incurred when someone swaps from coin A to coin B.
Very well said.
But what the risk is with impermanent loss is, let's say, for example, coin B keeps going up against coin A, and it's like a one-way street. That is a huge risk to you as a LP provider, because if A and P aren't balanced in value, what you're going to get is impermanent loss, where you've got heaps of coin A, because coin B is appreciating value. So what happens is everyone's trying to swap coin A to coin B. So what you're going to get is you're going to get an imbalance between the A and the B in your ratio pool. So you're going to end up with more coin A than coin B if coin B is, gaining a lot versus coin A. So
yeah,
when
that
that
actually
happens,
just recently happened to me with Cake BNB LP pair.
so what
took a
happens
nice little loss there.
Yeah, so what happens is when, say, like in a bull market, like your altcoin is gaining a lot against your stablecoin. If you pair those two together, then you're going to end up with heaps of stablecoin and not enough altcoin in your pool, and that is going to result in impermanent loss. So the opportunity cost is that it would be better for you to hold two coins separately staking rather than having it in an LP pair. If you understand what that means.
Yeah, absolutely.
So in the IL model, these are the typical scenarios, okay? So between coin A and coin B, if there's a 1.5% change, you get a 2% loss in your impermanent loss. So if one coin doubles in value versus the other, your losses are as follows. Like if it's triple, quadruple, 5 times.
Yeah, I
This is
took
the
a
amount of loss
quadruple.
you can incur on your LP pool. So that's why it's not a good idea to pair an altcoin with a stable coin in your LP, because you're always gonna have a counter-intuitive pool where your altcoin is either gaining or losing value against your stable coin.
Absolutely.
I'll go into detail a bit later on. I'll just go through this. So this is the IL chart curve. That's just showing you how much of impermanent loss you can incur if one coin gains, like, you know, doubles or 5x's, up to 5x the value of your other coin. So this is the type of IL risk that can happen in the LP pool pairing scenario.
Yeah.
So today,
and that's why, like, I really like to use stable yield farming, where I'll pair it to, for example, an AVAX USDCE with, you know, with wrapped AVAX. So therefore, like, the chances of that altcoin, like you were just explaining, where it's so much different in how they move, and I won't get that impermanent loss. And I think that's important for people to understand that.
Well, when you're pairing stablecoin, like a USDT with a USDC or a MIM and a MAI or DAI stablecoin, those are all stablecoins, so they're more or less pegged 1-to-1 with the US dollar. So you're not going to get any or hardly any IL risk with those, but your returns are very low. You're looking at
a lot lower, 10
to 20% APR, annual percentage returns on your money, which is quite low for yield farming. So this is a list of the various different yield farms and protocols on AVAX that I use on a day-to-day basis. We won't go into all of them today. I'm just going to go through Grave.finance, because this is one of the new recent protocols that
this is like brand new, right?
Yeah, so Grave.finance is sort of like your phantom Tomb Finance hard fork, where they're using it on AVAX ecosystem, does basically a clone of the Tomb Finance setup. So the yellow, here's the URL link into the protocol. I've got the white paper there just for FAQs and just for more detailed reading in your own time. So just do a basic introduction. There's 3 main investment wings inside Grave.finance. So the first one is Nightmare. So that is your liquidity pool staking, liquidity pool farms, I call it. And basically you're pairing 2 main cryptos within the AVAX ecosystem, and you're earning G-shares. So Grave shares are your sort of like a piece of the protocol itself, where you have a share within Grave.finance. When you're staking your LP pairs into the farms, you earn the G-shares as an incentive. So currently the annual percentage returns is 4,795% on this LP pair, AVAX-Grave. So that equates to about 7 to 13% APR daily on your investment. That's very high.
And Dan, can you quickly just explain the difference between APY and APR again, please?
APR is annual percentage return. Gotcha. APY is annual percentage yield. So APY is the return figure after your compounding. APR is your like your daily or your annual returns, non-compounded.
Right.
So what they quote as APR on the website, so 13% APR daily, but that doesn't.
That's good.
that doesn't account for your compounding on top of each day. So it's actually a lot higher than that in terms of APY.
Right.
So it's not even
right.
4,800%. It's a lot higher.
Yeah,
but
it's more.
that,
Yeah.
New yield farms, the yields will dive once more people pull in, and that's why it's important to get in early to take advantage of those high yields. And then
Right.
also the token that you're earning, the yield farming token, in this case is Gshares or Grave, you're earning this quite early on. So which means that if you hold on to this token and the market cap of that protocol token gains like surges, then you're making extra money in USD terms or in terms of Bitcoin value, if you understand what I'm saying.
We're essentially printing money.
Yeah, but because there's such a high inflation on these yield farming tokens, it's not sustainable long term. So you'll see these yields drop over the course of the next couple of weeks. So the second wing in this setup is Asylum, and that's just straight staking. So if you're earning Gshares from your LP pool in Nightmare, you can stake your Gshares to earn extra Grave. So it's about 20,000% APR at the moment. So that equates to 55.5% APR daily returns on your money. So what happens is you're earning Gshares from the first pool in your LP yield farm in Nightmare, and then you can stake your yield, what you're earning in Grave, back into Asylum, and you're earning another 55.5% APR daily on your money. So that's compounding and compounding and compounding on itself. So we haven't even talked about compounding on top of each other. This is just your main, your main return on your investment. So the third setup here,
I might go buy this right after this video.
Yeah, bro. The third part of the setup is called Delirium. Delirium. So what this is used for is it's called G bonds, right? This is another investment product, which is kind of like your T bonds in term finance. So basically, you can purchase G bonds to maintain your Gshares to Grave peg, right? Currently, it's pegged at 1 to 0.1, okay? But say if your Gshares to Grave loses its peg momentarily due to arbitrage, it's a good idea to convert to G bonds if it's over 0.1 on your peg.
Now, Dan, when you say arbitrage, what exactly do you mean?
Basically, these tokens are pegged more or less to a set exchange rate, okay? In this case, it's 0.1. But you get in the market where with these small microcap tokens where, like, if you have a surge in demand for a certain thing, for example, of Gshares, everyone wants to get Gshares with the Grave tokens, it can throw the peg off its peg momentarily, if you know what I mean, because the protocol can't maintain the peg as tight as that, it's going to kind of waver in a sense how like USDT and UST, they're two stable coins. It's supposedly 1-to-1, but in reality, it's not 1-to-1. It's like 1 to 0.997 or something. 0.996. Sometimes they'll throw the peg a little bit.
That's a good analogy. That's a good way to put it.
So you get moments in time where heaps of people want Gshares and they want to swap the Grave for Gshares. So that's going to throw it out of the peg. So when Gshares is more than peg, Grave in value, you can convert it to G bonds. And when Gshares is less than 0.1 Grave, you can convert it back to Grave from G bonds. So you can earn the arbitrage from the exchange rate. Basically,
man, the protocols we are creating now are beautiful. It's crazy.
So it allows you to lock in your gains. So sort of like when your USDT is gaining against USDC, you swap it for USDC. And then when USDC is gaining against USDT, you swap back when it's over 1. and then you're making an extra bit of stable coin. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's exactly how this works. G bonds protects the investor from the peg fluctuation, so you can make money and earn extra token or coin on the arbitrage. And when you're holding G bonds, you can earn a set yield.
Nice.
And now the yield is
Doctor,
very good, okay?
Did you have something to say, bro?
Yeah, actually, you know how you're saying that you could swap it? Are you swapping it in Grave.finance, or is it something that you're swapping in MetaMask?
No, no, you always connect your MetaMask to these protocols.
Okay.
And basically you have to activate G bonds to allow yourself to be able to purchase G bonds. There's a little bit of gas, AVAX gas involved with every DeFi transaction, but it's very negligent. It's like less than a cent, probably like 0.002.
Which, by the way, guys, on my channel, and probably soon to be on DGen Ninja's channel as well, is how to bridge to any network there is. Just wanted to shout that out there.
Okay. So on top of Grave.finance, there's two additional yield farm protocols that are kind of hard forks of Grave.finance. So the first one is Zombie Finance. So you can do the same liquidity pairs and staking, except you're earning Zombie token instead of Grave and Gshares. The yields differ slightly. I'll go into detail afterwards when I'm doing my live demo. And Yieldwolf Finance is the other one. So this is the amount of returns on your investment currently, as of today, as of streaming. AVAX-GRAVE is 10.44% daily APR, and AVAX-Gshares LP is about 20%, just over 20% daily. But then you're earning the protocol's own farming tokens. So that has fluctuation in its USD value. So that's just something to take into consideration. All the yields you earn are in its native farming token, not stablecoin. So you still have to swap it back to stablecoin to lock in those values if you want to. But all the values that are quoted on the platforms are dollar values, like your percentage returns.
And you know, like Graves, right? For example, and Gshares.
Yeah.
Are they on the market? Like, are they traded so you can actually see the value of them?
Yeah, you can see it on the Grave.finance website. I'll just share my screen on the actual protocol so you have a fair idea on what you're gonna.
You'd probably have to go to somewhere like Trader Joe XYZ to see like the actual charts and stuff, or like Kucoin's app, I think it is.
Or that
you can see the
last time was that site that had all different DeFi on it, and they had
Dex screen there.
Dex Screener.
That's the one. Yeah.
DexScreener.com allows you to see any DeFi or CeFi tokens or coins
on any chain,
on
anywhere.
any ecosystem. But
so that's how you can track.
On Grave.finance itself, it actually, you can see the token value in US dollar terms. So
that's cool, because not a
Grave,
lot of places do that.
Look, Grave is currently worth $724. Okay, Gshares is worth about $290, and G bonds is $724 because it's pegged to Grave. So you can see the market caps of each one.
And what's great there, right?
724.
What's great there is that little MetaMask button. You can just click that button and it adds it into your MetaMask, rather than having to go to CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap and, you know, import the contract address, buy a custom token, etc. It makes it a lot more user friendly and easier.
So I'll just do a quick demo for people that are not familiar with. This is sort of like a disclaimer on using DeFi protocols. So you guys have a read of that for the ones that's streaming in.
Always do your own research, guys. We are not financial advisors.
Yeah, there's always risks
up
with
to date.
DeFi protocols. you know, the odd
that's how you
smart
would keep
contract hack,
track.
etc. So basically what you do, if your wallet isn't hooked, you go into MetaMask on your Google Chrome, and then you have your AVAX gateway open, okay? And then basically you can see all your details once you've got your AVAX hooked on, network hooked on your MetaMask. So I've already hooked on, but for those that haven't or don't know how to hook on, you click on My Wallet. And basically the first time when you haven't signed on, you have to sign on and approve for the for linking up onto the protocol with your MetaMask wallet. So this is
essentially just a smart contract that's signing, saying, okay, it's okay for my MetaMask to interact with this website. That's all that is.
So that's the home page. So this is your main farms here. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to, because I've got some Joe tokens that I want to like pair up with my Gshares. So I'm just going to go into Nightmare, which is where your yield farms are. And over here, these are the three main pools, okay? Grave AVAX is the one I've got stuff staked on here. So I'm just going to click on stake, okay? So here it shows I've already staked some Grave AVAX LP. So this is on the right here where my mouse is showing how much I've got staked there. And to the left here is showing how much Gshares I've earned. So I haven't.
And approximately how long has that been, Dan?
Since yesterday. I last read yesterday, and I'm basically up about $153 on this farm. Just here, not counting all my other investments on Grave.finance. So it's just this pool here.
The beauty of yield farming.
That's how much I've earned since yesterday, bro. So what I have to do is every day or whatever, I come in here and I click claim. Okay, so I'll just show you how I do it. I just click claim. It's pretty easy to use. It'll link to me your MetaMask straight away, and it'll ask you whether you want to claim your rewards. So this is the amount of fees that I'm incurring, 0.0023 of an AVAX, which is pretty cheap for gas. And then I just click confirm. And then I'll just let it do its thing because it's off-peak traffic now, so it's not going to take long. And then it's showing the transaction
and
here.
Boom.
And you can see it on AVAX as well on the blockchain.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that, you know, if you're sketched out about a transaction, you can always go to their RPC. This one's AVAX scan.
And look at your transaction.
And look what's happening on the blockchain and see what your transaction is actually doing. So what I normally do is I refresh my my screen again. See how all my Gshares are collected now? I've emptied it out again. So what I can do now is I can go onto homepage again, and I'm going to try this new pool here, Joe AVAX Joe Gshare pool. It's wrapped AVAX, eh? Oh yeah, well, the thing about these pools though is you have to add the LP pair to your MetaMask if you haven't done it. Because this is my first time, I'm just gonna have to add it to my MetaMask. So under assets, you can kind of go down and see if it's added in. Normally it would. So that's the beautiful thing. Usually you just click that button and it adds it automatically for you. For some odd reason it hasn't done so. I'm just going to check why. Let's see. Yeah, so in saying, just as a side note, you have to keep a little bit of AVAX in your MetaMask wallet to do these DeFi transactions, because otherwise you can't claim your yields if you've got no crypto for gas. Right. So that's the other thing as well. It's not adding it, huh? Yeah, I don't know. That link's a bit funny. Okay. So and see if I can do it on Trader Joe, because that's the other way to do it. Yeah, that would actually be good to show too. Trader Joe. Okay, so normally you can go here and do pool. You go into Trader Joe. This is the website up here, traderjoexyz.com. And then you go into pools
And you're supposed to be able to add liquidity, create a pool, and then there's the two LP A and B. So you select your token. So AVAX is the first token, and then you've got your Joe is your first token, and then you've got your Grave that you've just earned. Grave.
Yep. So now you'll probably have to go to CoinGecko and get the address.
It's kind of new. I think it's only been a few days where it's got the AVAX-GRAVE LP pair. I don't think they've hooked it up quite yet on Trader Joe with G-Shares.
They might not have, yeah.
It's pretty distinct how that doesn't.
On DexScan.
Yeah, I might have to go on Dex Screener.
Yeah.
Dex Screener and find the token, added in AVAX Avalanche. So on the left here, you just go on Avalanche, and then you can find your tokens.
Star node still number one, huh?
Token. So G-Shares. Fine.
Thor V2 has been killing it.
G-Shares. See this Grave, but I can't. I have to try and find G-Shares.
So
it's not a new LP pair, so it might not be on there. Bro.
I think it was wrapped AVAX.
It doesn't matter.
Ninja.
It doesn't matter because when you when you LP pair the tokens, it goes. Oh, there it is. I found it. Number 36. G-Share Wax. WebX. That one. And so you should be able to find the there. Do you copy this here? Copy paste this address.
Yeah.
And then now you open your MetaMask, and then you go to assets, and then you go down, scroll down to the bottom, and then you go import tokens, and then you copy paste whatever you just copied, and it should say JLP.
Yep, should auto populate token, for you. Import, bada bing, bada boom.
Boom, and that's added, and then I'll add the second one too, which is G-Shares. So that's just the token itself without LP pairing, because they will be different on your MetaMask. If you don't pair them, you should be able to see straight G-Shares in your MetaMask wallet if you have it.
Gotcha.
Just move this.
So do you use, I see the chart on the Dex screener. Is that when you decide? Yeah,
that's your G-Shares versus AVAX price action. So you can kind of time your entries into a token.
Gotcha.
Tokens are already added.
You're earning the percentage just for the amount of time that you want to hold.
Oh, it says
the token's there somewhere, Dan.
Yeah, it says I've already got the bloody token, so I'll see if it's there, bro.
What the heck?
It's a little bit tedious, bro. Like how. Yeah, but
this is DeFi, and this is how we.
I got G-Shares. Yeah, it shows I've got 0.52799 share G-Shares. Yep.
All right, there we go.
So now I just have to go back to Trader Joe, because that's the only place where you can kind of pair your things now. So I have to try and find G-Shares if it's there. Bloody hell, it's not on the bloody website yet. Like Grave should be there. Grave. No, do that. Yes, dumb. Last time I had to click on the link itself on Grave.finance because it was such a new pair. So how I did the last time.
Yeah, it's brand new. Maybe on Uniswap?
No, you don't use Uniswap for AVAX.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Okay, running out of time too. So what I'm gonna do is I can stake G-Shares AVAX on this pool, or I can add, because the Joe one doesn't allow me to. It just says Zappin. So the problem with Zappin LPs is sometimes you get big slippage, which is why I don't like doing that. But you can do that straight with either one of these tokens, AVAX, G-Shares.
And now, Dan, can you explain slippage for me?
Slippage is basically like when you're instantaneously swapping from a token to another token. You can have whiplashes in the exchange rate. And so when you're swapping in any instantaneous moment, what the platform is going to tell you is that you're going to get a set amount of token guaranteed, but there's going to be a tiny bit of exchange rate difference between when you're clicking the button, say swap, and when the DeFi transaction goes through. I mean, it's only milliseconds, but sometimes in a highly volatile crypto market, your exchange rate could differ a lot. But
yeah,
then
right.
probably,
Especially with DeFi, your slippage could be 20%, and you know there's a 20% loss that you took on that trade or swap rather.
Yeah, so I don't like to zap, because what happens is the DeFi protocol, the smart contract, usually kind of rips you off in the exchange rate, but it's quick.
Right.
So the upside is it's quite quick, but then you lose a lot on your exchange rate because it's quite convenient. So what I do,
I honestly, I think I'm going to Grave.finance as soon as we get off of this video chat, man.
So now I'm going to go into this second pool here, bro, and it says add LP G-Share AVAX, because I've got some G-Shares now, so I want to start a second pool. And if I click on that link, it'll link me straight to Trader Joe.
Okay.
So G-Shares. See if I can.
So kind of like guides you.
G-Share? No, it's not coming up.
Why I want to come up? That's,
I don't know.
oh, wait.
Bug in the
There you
bloody
go.
system, bro.
Wait, no. Try hitting max. See if it see, because it's a custom token ID. So
yeah, but Trader Joe
maybe
hasn't quite worked it out. Hasn't probably added it properly into the list of.
Oh no! See, your balance just showed up.
Oh, now it showed up. So what I'm gonna do is gonna add some AVAX, and then I'm gonna add some G-Shares. So if I max out my G-Shares, it says I need that much AVAX, but I don't have enough AVAX in there to do it. So I have to kind of like leave some for
Maybe
for
like
gas.
0.85.
No, I'll leave more than that, because I'll need more gas to. I'll probably do like a 0.6 or something. So I'm gonna just pair these together, and then what you do is you go approve G-Share. Okay.
Okay.
And it's a good day to do it, because when you're swapping tokens, just another rule of thumb is oh, this is my gas, 11 cents to do this.
So you have Trader Joe is connected to your MetaMask.
Yeah. You like
gotcha.
by default, I'm already hooked on. I'm already signed on, but normally it will say connect wallet up here on the right, top right.
Yeah.
Because I'm already on Avalanche, it automatically logs me in unless I log out. So I only log out when I come off the computer, just for security issues. But like, see how it says approve G-Share? It's done that. Now I have to supply the 2 LPs, because that's the first time I've done it. So now I have to click supply. Okay. So I could
A wee bit more gas.
0.7. Yeah. Supply. And then I'll say how many LP tokens I've got. So it'll lock it in. And then it'll give you my estimate of my gas. So 0.006, 0.6 of a cent to do it in US dollar terms, which is pretty cheap compared to Ethereum. This is sort of like an average
you would have paid $40+.
Or at least 20, $30 for just a tiny transaction like that, and you would have been congested as hell, just waiting for it to go.
Yeah, that's why I avoid ETH mainnet at all costs.
So now what happened now is I can stake, because I've already got the tokens, bro.
Yep, you just created your LP.
The first time you do it, you have to approve G-Share AVAX LP. So you have to click on that, and then MetaMask will ask you to allow that to happen, to access your liquidity pair tokens. Right. So that's another 0.9 or 0.09 of a dollar. So
then typically you get in early.
Yeah, bro. These
The
yields as well.
earlier, the better, because when you
Yeah.
get in early, that's when you're gonna get the best rewards.
So
Like
after
how
this
long do you
video,
stay?
when this farm goes public, everyone's gonna wait 8 per day, and it's the yields are gonna come down. So you gotta be quick, eh? Then I click approve again, and that's another 5 cents. Oh well, I'll give it to them. Got plenty of AVAX to burn. Then they will have this
There it
plus minus
is.
sign. Then you click on the plus symbol. You add all your max or your LP, because it costs the same amount of money to LP anything. So you want to max
Right.
out everything. You don't want to do puny
Most
amounts.
bang for your buck.
Yeah, you don't want to do puny amounts because it won't make your worthwhile. You know what I mean? If you like just
Right.
stake $10 worth, it's not even worth it to claim for the yield, if you know what I mean.
Exactly.
So what I do suggest is have at least like $500 or $1,000 in each pool, you know, just to make it worth it, man. Because you're doing all the DeFi.
Because I mean, you saw, like, for instance, for the doc over here, he doesn't know that much about DeFi, and for him to see you put what was it, like $1,100 or something, and you made $150 in 24 hours.
Yeah, $150.
You know?
$3. So this pool here is daily APR is 13.5%. So now you see I've staked it in. So that's about $107 worth, because I didn't have enough AVAX in my wallet. So that's
this is a great protocol.
So that's how much I've staked in there, about $107 worth. But I'm just going to leave that for a few days, and then how I claim my tokens is claim my G-shares is like just click claim, but there's nothing to claim, so I'm not going to click on it.
Yeah, it's the same process.
Every time you claim, you incurs DeFi gas, so you've got to make your worth.
Yeah.
So Delirium is over here. So that's your G bonds. This is where you approve to swap your Grave for your G bonds, and then you can redeem your Grave from your G bonds once the peg is over 0.1. You see?
This is a beautifully put together protocol. I've been yield farming a long time, man, and this is a beautifully well put together, thought through protocol for sure.
So to do the Grave on other alternative yield farms on Zombie, just click on Zombie, okay? And that gives you, it just comes over to this new farm, and basically they've got swamps for their farming pools, and you do exactly the same thing, bro, except you staking or adding LPs and staking, and you're earning zombie tokens. That's the only difference.
Oh, so you don't even have to add an LP token. You can just stake the actual token.
Well, LP pairs will give you bigger incentive rewards in terms of daily
right
APR,
right,
because if you're just straight staking, your rewards are lower, and you pay a small deposit fee of 0.5%. That's just a fee that they charge for the platform, just because you're staking like non-Grave tokens like USDC, for instance. You can stake stable coins up here as well. So like some people, they don't want to swap for these funny tokens, so they don't want to keep the risk low.
Yeah, and as I'm even looking at, you know, Zombie Finance compared to Grave, I'd immediately go right back to Grave, and it's just more, seems more incentivized to get more bang for your buck.
And this is the other Yieldwolf Finance. This is the other G-share or Grave pool, where you can stake Grave, AVAX LPs, and AVAX G-shares, and this is your daily returns and your annual returns. That's like too high, man. TVL's amount of money locked, about 150 grand, which isn't a lot for yield farm. So get in early, bro.
It's not much.
There's no deposit fee or withdrawal fees or any lockup period. So this is the